That's right, boys and girls. We're making something for the kids. Uh, had a long day today. Sure did. We're gonna make cheesecake. Well, I've actually already made a cheesecake. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning making the other cheesecake because it's tedious. And mixing it, actually, the ingredients in mixing it are easy. It's the cooking it and then cooling it down and then refrigerating it that takes forever. And I didn't start until like 10 o'clock, so I stayed up late. I had to get up and go to work. So I am a tired little child. But cheesecake is simple in theory, difficult to execute, and there's as many bad cheesecakes as there are bad recipes for cheesecakes. What does the viewers count say?
Two.
Yay! We got 2 people in here. I don't even know if anyone can hear me. Scroll down on the audio or the mixer so I can see. Main mic, yeah, it's working. People can hear me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Main mic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Main mic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I got. It's my only drum solo. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Oh, I didn't realize how tired I was until I sat down. Came home and I sat down, I fell asleep on the couch like an old bastard. So, it was depressing. And I woke up to dogs barking. Somebody might have walked by the house, so the dogs start barking at me. Rex brags about my whipping skills, my whisk skills. I'm making a cheesecake with this. That's right, folks, with this. It's not even a full whisk. It's like a whiskette. It's like a mini whisk. I'm making a whole cheesecake with this little ass wire whisk. Because you can't ever say, I can't make a cheesecake because I don't have a mixer, I don't have a KitchenAid. I'll make one with a little ass whisk. You're gonna love it. Start this in the morning, like when you get up. Because the cook and the rest time are terrible. So, first thing in the morning when you get up, get out your micro whisk, your baby whisk, and make your cheesecake. But first you gotta take your Philadelphia brand cream cheese and you have to set it out to let it get to room temperature. Because if you don't, that little whisk will kill you. But let's just say you're like, I'm gonna make a cheesecake. I have 12 hours to spare. So then you're like, well, my cheese Philadelphia brand cream cheese is cold. Because I know that's how you call it every time you talk about it. You're like, no, I would like some crackers with my Philadelphia brand cream cheese. So, this is not to be confused with Philly cheese steak, okay? It's not, there's no steak in here. Just cheesecake. Really, and you always know it because usually, where's it at? There used to be a, I think I found it. I think I found it, folks. Hang on, I'm digging for it. In every single box of Philadelphia brand cream cheese is, open it up, cheesecake recipe. So if you aren't sure, I'm going to read this one. Heat oven to 325 degrees, graham cracker, 3 tablespoons sugar and butter, pressed at the bottom of 9-inch spring form, which we have. It's the only way you can make a cheesecake is with a spring form pan. Now you can make like cheesecake bars, and you don't need a spring form pan. Holy crap. But make a cheesecake, you need this. This will help keep it from cracking. That's what this does. Because if it sticks to the sides and the cheesecake starts to cool, it wants to pull So if it can't pull from the outside, it starts pulling from the inside, and that's what cracks the cheesecake. Beat cream cheese, 1 cup sugar, and vanilla with mixer to blend it. Add eggs. How many eggs do we got? 4 eggs. So yeah, it's a pretty standard recipe. I wouldn't go home and bake 55 minutes until center is almost set. Loosen cake for rim of pan. Cool before removing rim. Refrigerate 4 hours. This is so vague. This recipe is so vague. I guarantee you this cheesecake will crack because that recipe is so vague. So we're going to take 5 half-ounce containers of Philadelphia brand cream cheese, which equals 2.5 pounds of Philadelphia brand cream cheese. Or I'm going to call it that all night too. So you take your Philadelphia brand cream cheese. Oh. You open up your package of your Philadelphia brand cream cheese. And it's always better to take them out of the box just because this acts as an insulator. Then I just literally pull these out of the fridge so they're cold, but I'm not going to wait for them to heat up because I would show you what to do in case you get it and you're like, I'm going to make a cheesecake now, and you have only cold cheesecake. I got my handy dandy eggs, because we need eggs for our cream cheesecake. I've got my, lean with me folks. Got my, come on, handy dandy lemon. It's always to have that nice little fresh flavor of lemon in there. So I got my lemon. So, cheesecake. Because I love cheesecake, I do, but I can only eat like 1 piece like every 5 days because it's just too much. It's too much of everything. So we need this, then we need our handy dandy sugar. Wait, I got these out like a psycho. Where are the Oreos out? I'm losing my mind. Because I love you guys, I already made a cheesecake. So at the end, when we make the strawberry topping for it, then we're going to put it on a cheesecake that is already finished. But I'm not going to reveal said cheesecake until we are ready for said cheesecake. Then we need some handy dandy butter. I got my handy dandy strawberries, handy dandy springform pan, and my, you guessed it, handy dandy baking spray. I'm trying to get the no odor, no nothing baking spray because I don't want it to have that, I don't know, it has like a fake flavor to it, so I'm trying to eliminate that as much as possible. Especially the butter one. The butter flavored spray is I don't like it. So we're not going to use that. So, first thing we want to do is we want to set up our handy dandy springform pan. Okay? So that's the first thing we're going to do. Now, so that you're able to take this out and once you're done with your cheesecake, you're able to take it out. I always line it with parchment paper in between the springform and the actual bottom. So, get myself a piece of parchment paper. Huh. I just fold it in half because I'm lazy and I don't want to cut it up. Fold that in half, put it down on your, go to the cutting board. Tech's already losing his mind. So we put it down, and then we put this down, and then we take our opened, there's a lid that closes it, and that opens it, makes it bigger. And then on the inside of it, you'll see there's a ridge right here. That's where the springform bottom sits. And we just sit there and we push down on it until you feel it pop in like that. And then you start to close it. Ah, I had it too. Alright, then push up from the bottom. Like this part, we want to push on to make sure it's in that little groove. There you go. One parchment papered springform pan. Hey, what's up, Captilla, handy dandy? I didn't get my, I actually bought a lapel mic so you guys can hear me better, but I didn't set it up correctly. So Monday's stream will have a lapel mic, and we'll be rocketing into the future. Sorry if I seem a little lackadaisical. I had a long day today, but I'm hanging in there. I showed up to make you guys not only one, but I made 2 cheesecakes so we can demo what a cheesecake should look like. So I'm going to spray a little bit of that just around the edge. I don't want to put it on the bottom because there's no need for it, but I want to put it just around the edge, or the inside, the lippity-doo-dah, that part right there, so that none of the cheesecake that has the Philadelphia brand cream cheese in it will stick to this, because then if you try and open it, you'll pop that cheesecake right in half. And then all the kids will start crying, and you're going to be told that you're adopted. It's terrible. It's a bad day. It's a bad day in cheesecake land. So I get a plastic bowl. Plastic bowl. Because with a plastic bowl, hang on, let me go over here for a second. Come on, chat, motivate me. Tell me I can do it. Tell me I can be all that I can, so I can make it through this cheesecake stream with my friends and family supporting me. So I got the pre-ground up graham cracker crumbs because I don't have a food processor that works. So I got the cracked up ones already. I mean, we can go and when we do breads, and just so I redeem myself, when we do our breads, I'll make actual graham crackers so that you could be like, he didn't use real graham crackers. But for Day and my tired cheesecake that I'm making for you guys, because I love you, then I'm just going to use this, and you're going to love it. Because you're not going to make your own graham crackers anyway, right? I left a Red Bull in the fridge. Oh, I drank that last week.
Yeah.
That was gone that last time I was lagging on stream. I was like, ooh, a Red Bull. Ooh. So I take I take 1, 2, it says to take like a cup and a half of the graham crackers and 6 tablespoons of butter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have 8. Who cares, right? It's a cheesecake. You're gonna eat it. It's not like you're gonna take a bite into the bottom of it and go, hey, there's too much butter in that cheesecake. Shame, shame, shame. Right? So I take my handy dandy pot with my handy dandy butter. I'm gonna put it on the stove because I want to melt my butter. I don't want to cook it. I just want to melt it. This is gonna be the making of a cheesecake is simple. The mixing and everything is easy. It's the baking and the setting is the hard part. So this is the easy part. A child can make a cheesecake. A child cannot bake a cheesecake. That's written in some stone wall in like ancient Tibet. That's why that saying, hey, that's easy as pie. Hey, folks, pie is super freaking difficult. So if anyone ever tells you that's easy as pie, they're liars. Pies are not easy to make. So, alright, so we got our handy dandy springform pan. We sprayed the inside of it. We lined it with parchment paper so that when we're done, we can pop this off and slide our cheesecake right off from under the bottom. So if you're making more than one, then you'll be able to just use the same springform pan. Well, unless you like spend another 12 hours making another pie. But that's what I had to do last night. I could only find one springform pan, so I'm going to use it. And then I pulled it apart and I washed it, of course. And now I'm making cheesecake number 2 for you guys. And I love you guys. So we got our handy dandy springform pans all set up, ready to go. We're going to set that aside. We're waiting on our butter to melt. Now, and actually, I did a stupid thing here. Because I don't need this big of a bowl to put my graham crackers in. I can use, actually, you know what, I'll just do this. Why? Because I can. And nobody can stop me. Who the hell's here? Devin's home from work. Hey, Devin's home. So take our handy dandy breadcrumbs. No, not breadcrumbs. Graham cracker crumbs. I'm just going to set them aside because I need this plastic bowl. And I'll explain why. Now, Philadelphia cream cheese. If I took this cold cream cheese and I threw it in here and I tried to blend it with the eggs, nothing's ever going to, it's always going to be clumpy. So what you do is take your handy dandy Philadelphia brand cream cheese, not the light stuff. If you're going to eat cheesecake, damn it, eat cheesecake. Don't make it with no sugar and light. Man, come on. It's cheesecake. It's supposed to be heart attack on a plate. Put that in our plastic bowl. We're going to take our scraper. We're going to scrape off the excess cheese because that's important. You paid for it, you should keep it. Trash man shouldn't get your cheese, Philadelphia brand cream cheese scraps. So, I left a red bowl. I already read that. I wish I had a red bowl. I wish I had any bowl right now. Yeah, it would wake me up. No, I stayed up super late and I tried to play some video games and that didn't work out because I found out that all my saved data is on your PlayStation, not mine. So I had to restart everything.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops is right.
I thought you could download save data.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I had people yelling at me and hurt my feelings.
He's giving us the creepy face.
Huh?
He gave us the creepy face.
Who?
Devin.
Oh, did he?
Yep, walked right up to that window and did this.
Oh. What are you doing after this, Sir Tech?
Me?
Yeah,
Zyrtec? That's an allergy medication.
I know that's Sir Tech.
I have no idea.
All right, fair enough. Tech's doing nothing after this. It's Friday.
Tech doesn't like
Also had to make the cheesecake again. Make some coffee. Also had to make the cheesecake again. Oh, the second, because I had to make 2 cheesecakes because I love my viewers. My stream viewers, I love you guys so much that I've made you 2 cheesecakes. Not just one, but 2. And I'll tell you right now, everyone has already put their stamp on them too. Everyone's like, oh, you made cheesecake? Can I have some? So I made 2, that's 16 pieces of cheesecake, people. And they are that's already all gone. Maybe you're using wrong PS4 account. Didn't. Hey, what's up, Joe? It's Bay. 2, count 'em. 2 cheesecakes. Yes, 2. Count 'em. 2 cheesecakes.
Okay.
2 cheesecakes. I made 2 cheesecakes. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning making a freaking cheesecake for you guys because I love you. That's like the most passive-aggressive girlfriend that you would ever have. I stayed up all night because I love you. It's like, hey, what's with all the anger? Because I love you, that's why. I love you. So I'm being passive-aggressive, but I still love you guys. So, I got my cheese, our little friends back. I've got one guy that shows up right when I start cooking. Hey, what's up? Got some cheesecake going on. Cheesecake.
That's why Jesse's here.
Yeah, because it's cheesecake day. And
Oh,
actually,
look,
look,
making strawberries. Smart move.
there's already a whole ass
Yeah,
cheesecake.
I'm not
in
going to
there.
be able to eat any of the first cheesecake.
But we'll be ready till tomorrow.
Yeah, so I can't have any till tomorrow.
Okay, so we put all of our Philadelphia brand cream cheese into a bowl. And remember, we're making this whole cheesecake with this little ass whisk. I posted it smelled good on Twitter, and Rex was like, girl, I'm going to bed, and you're over here making cheesecake. Yeah? We're going to make this whole cheesecake with this little ass whisk. That's how we're making cheesecake today. So, we got our Philadelphia brand crumb cheese. Oh, shit. If anybody saw that? That's the demon spawn. That's the love of my loins right there.
Love of my loins.
Yeah. So, to make this soft, so that we don't have to, what you want to do, the first thing you want to do, is we put blueberries on it in the second one. Do we have blueberries? I don't think we have blueberries. Do we have blueberries?
I'll go buy you blueberries.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. So, the next thing we want to do is we're going to get out our handy dandy sugar. is we want to put in a cup and a half. So we got 2.5 pounds of cream cheese. Now we're going to put in a cup and a half of sugar. Okay? Write this down, folks. Write it down. Don't have my cups. Oh, it's over here. Because I was making cheesecake last night. That's why it's over there. So I have 1.5 cups, or if you're complicated measurements, 3 half cups. And I'm not too worried. My sugar's got a little moist. It's down in South Texas. Everything's moist in Texas. I think that says on our license plate. That's what it says. Everything's moist in Texas. So we got a 1/2 cup of just regular old granulated sugar. Pachow, right in there. We pachow that in there. Those are really like super high professional culinary terms. It's called pachow. It's like BAM, but that's copyrighted, so all I can say is pachow. So anyway, on with the antics. 1.5 cups of just regular old, grandma put it on the porch, let the ants come get it, granulated sugar. That was what it was originally called. Then they changed the name to just sugar. So we got our, I know. That's why they changed it. So now we've got our sugar, and we've got our cream cheese, okay? Still, if I mix this, then we're gonna have a gritty, clumpy ass cheesecake. Because remember, we take our Philadelphia brand cream cheese and we make a cheesecake with this little ass, barely the size, look at this, it's not even the size of my hand, little ass whisk is all I'm making a cheesecake with. And I know you're thinking, no way, there's no way he's gonna make a cheesecake with just that. Well, I am. If you don't believe me, sit down, kick your feet up, relax, take your shoes off. Alright, I got my sour cream, my handy dandy sour cream, because we need 1/3 cup sour cream, and lo and behold, look what I have, a 1/3 cup. So 1/3 of a cup means for every 3 of these is a cup. That's right. Good job, class.
Cup.
So we're going to take it, we're going to squish it in there. That's another culinary term, squish. We're going to push that down. We want to get it in there like ice cream. Like when you're a kid and your mom's like, you can have 1 scoop of ice cream. So you cram that scoop down in there so it filled every little crevice. Or if you, the worst part was when you'd go to like Dairy Queen and they give you a soft cone and there's that big hole in the middle. And you're like, travesty. And then you grow up to be that kid that burned down the Dairy Queen. Not that someone did that, but that would be you because of that hole in your ice cream. Oh, that was devastating as a kid. All right, so we got 1/3 cup crème cheese. Wait, no, sour cream. So we have sugar, sour cream, Philadelphia brand cream cheese. That's it. And then all we do is we take this because it's hard and clumpy, and there's no way I'm going to whisk that without it being fixed. So I didn't put the cream cheese out. I didn't leave it out. I'm supposed to leave it out until it gets to room temperature. So what I do, one of the rare occasions where your friendly neighborhood Kevin will use a microwave, and I'm going to microwave this for just put it on 2 minutes, okay? I'll be right back. My microwave is in another part of the house because that's how much I don't microwave. So enjoy the complimentary music and take it, Jesse.
Was I supposed to bring my trombone?
No, you could have sang a song though. So, how's everyone doing today? It's frickin' Friday. Hey, my whisk almost fell on the ground. My ordinary, bland, tiny whisk that I'm going to make a cheesecake with almost fell on the ground. What would I do? Let me check my butter. That was melted. It's crazy. Alright, so the butter's melted. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our Graham crackers, take a slightly bigger bowl, dump our crushed up Graham crackers. Mogar, sing us the song of your people. Yes, and we're going to add the butter to it. Now, some recipes call to put brown sugar in here, but I don't like my cheesecake to punch me in the face with all sugar. So I try to omit a lot of the sugar out of the recipe because I want to taste the actual cheesecake. I don't want it to taste like a mouthful of sugar. A lot of the cheesecakes you get from like your local grocery store, they have so much sugar in them you can't, and then you put a sugar topping on them. You can't taste the graham cracker, you can't taste the custard, which is what a cream cheesecake is. It's a custard. So you end up with just the sugar bomb. So my cheesecakes aren't sweet. I rely on the topping and the subtle sweetness of the sugar that's in the Philadelphia brand cream cheese and the eggs to make that flavor. I don't want it to be so sickening sweet that you can only eat one piece and then you have to lay down. So I've just basically mixed up the butter into the graham crackers because that's all you got to do. It's the easiest cake to put together. Well, I take that back. Key lime pie is probably the easiest cake. Key lime pie is the easiest pie to make, bake, and serve. Hands down. Easiest, that's the only easiest pie there. Hey, Mogar, what's up? It's just War Pigs by Black Sabbath. And I can't, I'll get coded. So we're going to sprinkle some in there. I'm going to hold some back because I don't want to make the cheesecake that much graham cracker. So I just want to spread this around, get a nice even layer. And now they say that I can't even speak. They say to pre-bake your graham cracker crust in the oven before you put your cheesecake together. I always found that tends to overcook the graham crackers on the bottom, and you get that burnt graham cracker flavor. So I don't cook it at all. I let the oven do all my work for me. I don't pre-bake my graham cracker crusts because I just found that I like the taste of graham cracker. Why would I? And they say, well, if you do it with butter, it holds together. Well, I'm about to put probably 3 pounds of crap on top of this. It ain't going nowhere. This graham cracker crust isn't going anywhere. So I just push it down against the bottom to where it's all nice and flat. See how pretty that is? That's all you gotta do. It's not complicated. Don't pre-bake it. It doesn't do anything for it, and it just makes it, you risk burning it. And that's, nothing's worse than spending all this time making a cheesecake and the bottom graham crackers taste like burnt-ass graham crackers. Nobody wants that, so don't bake it. That's my suggestion. I mean, if you want to add brown sugar to it to give it that little brown sugar, hell, you can add anything to the bottom of it. Whatever you want. It's just a crust. Add chocolate to it. I don't care. Do what you got to do. You do you. So, that's our beautiful graham cracker crust. Isn't that sexy? It is. Remember today, something for the kids. So we're making the kids a cheesecake. So I put it in for 2 minutes. I had to come back from the garage where my microwave is, and all I want to do is take my whisk. Hang on, let me move my handy dandy crust. This is done. Let's move this over here and we'll look at it, and all we want to do is we want to pull our whisk through it, and if it gets stuck in the middle and won't go through, it's not melted enough, because the microwave will melt cream cheese, which is the only thing a microwave is good at doing, is melting stuff. Don't use a microwave in your kitchen unless you are melting Philadelphia brand cream cheese. That's right. I said it, Philadelphia brand cream cheese. So let me go stick it in the oven for, oh my God, no. So I'll put it on another 2 minutes to get a little melty melt. So, we're doing good, we're doing good. I know I sound lackadaisical, I'm pretty tired, but I came on this stream because I love you guys. And I want to make your cream cheesecake. So, next thing is we're going to do is we need 6 whole eggs. And then we need 2 egg yolks, that's right. 6 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks, because this is your binder. This is what's going to make your cake stick together. This is what's going to form the custard, the egg custard that is a cheesecake. These are the babies that do it. So what we want to do is we want to get ourselves a handy dandy bowl, and then we want to crack, remember, always crack eggs on a flat surface. We're going to separate the egg, going to keep the yolk. Wow, those are cold. Those are like super cold. So I'm going to get my egg and pull out the little membrane that sits around the egg. I only need 2. 1. Now, everyone's like, if you want to put it, and then you can tip it back and forth between the 2 yolk, or between the 2 shells to get the egg yolk out. But my hands are not as sharp as eggshell edges, and I pop more eggshells on the edge of it. I just rather use my hands, because then I can feel it. And if I need to grip any little piece of it, I got my fingers to do that. So, there's my 2 beautiful eggs. Pop. I want to try and do dishes as I stream, because when I'm done, I'm kind of tired. And I was like, and now you have a day's worth of dishes to do. So, I'm trying to keep up with that today. So, now I've got my 6 handy dandy eggs. They're going to go with my handy dandy cheesecake. You guys are about sick of that word, I'm sure. Handy or dandy. We can remove both. So, I got my 2 eggs, 6 eggs. We're going to just crack these into the bowl of our cream cheese, which we're going to go get right now. I know my door's squeaky. Now, on the outside edge where that sugar was sitting, it will get a little bit warm because sugar does not like to be microwaved. Because remember, a microwave doesn't efficiently work unless it has water, because it just shakes the water molecules. So sugar does not like to be microwaved. But you can see it's pretty much melted my cream cheese into, well, cream cheese. So I'm going to whisk this, and I've got to let it cool down a little bit, because 4 minutes is probably a little bit crazy. So I'm going to whisk that cream cheese, Philadelphia, or sour cream, Philadelphia brand cream cheese, 1.5 cups of sugar, and sour cream, 1/3 cup sour cream, 2.5 pounds of Philadelphia brand cream cheese. We're going to whisk that until it gets to a nice smooth consistency. This is the easiest but the longest cheesecake. This is one of those, I can't make a cheesecake no matter what I do. This is how you make this cheesecake. Because this one takes a long time to make, but it takes all of the guesswork out of it, because it's a pretty simple process. So now I've got my whipped up Philadelphia cream cheese, and I like to put in my egg yolks. So as soon as I drop them in, I want to whisk that into the batter. Yeah, see that? Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you want to lick at it? Then you put in your 6 eggs, 2 at a time. So we got 1. And if you're really scared of cracking an egg yolk into your cheesecake, then crack it over a small bowl, 2 at a time, and then just whisk those into your Philadelphia brand cream cheesecake. That's what we're making, folks. We're making cheesecake. It was a request. One of our peeps was like, make a cheesecake, and then everyone's like, yeah, make a cheesecake. So I not only made one, but now I'm making a second, because I want you to see how this cheesecake comes out. Now when I bring it out of the refrigerator, I want you to know that little bite that was taken out of the end, it was just a test. I didn't actually bite it. I cut off a tiny piece because I wanted to make sure everything turned out right. 'Cause how embarrassing would that be? So I know how many eggs I need to use. I just put the amount of eggs I need in a spare carton, so that you're not like, oh crap, how many eggs did I put in here? Because the amount of eggs you put in this are vital to texture, to doneness, to firmness. Everything matters because of the eggs. So if you forget how many eggs you put in there, you might as well just not make the cheesecake. A lot of times people are like, I dig in the trash and I count the shells. Alright. Or just save a carton and put the amount of eggs you need for that, whatever baking thing you're doing. Just put that in there. And then you can't mess up. You can't go wrong. See? Look, I have 2 eggs left. Huh. Guess how many eggs I need left to put in my cheesecake? 2. That's right, folks. Little tricks and tips. Tips and tricks for you guys to make the proper food easy. And last night was a great stream. I don't know if you caught it, Mr. Tech. It was a really good stream. I had a British invasion, which that was nice. I had people talking in chat. That was nice. If you're in here, go ahead and say a hello, so I can say hello. Start up a conversation, get talking about food. Y'all love it. You're all here, all 6 of you. All 6 of you in here watching me make food. So there, that is, and it's runny. And I know that a lot of cheesecakes, whenever you make them, they're a lot thicker than this. Remember, this is a slow-cooked cheesecake, which guarantees it to turn out right, so you're not gambling. It's like passing somebody on an elderly person on a hover-round. Yeah, you're faster than them, but they're going to get there just the same as you are. But this just guarantees a better, consistently better cheesecake. So if you're having trouble making cheesecakes, or they always turn out gritty, or you know, you don't like them, and you're sick and tired of getting one from the grocery store, this is the cheesecake for you. It's for you, guys. Now I'm going to cut the lemon, and I need about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So I take my knife. Hey Josh, welcome back. Cheesecakes. Oh yeah, the conversation yesterday was really cheesecake focused. So yeah, I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning making cheesecake. Turned out, I used to work in the bakery and we make cheesecakes. So you probably, this is probably like a nightmare for you. So I want to add about 3 teaspoons. 2, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2? Right, 2. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And that gives it that nice airy flavor. That's what I always use lemon for, is to bring out that freshness at the end. Because you can't beat it. It fakes your tongue into believe you're eating something fresh, even though this is going to get cooked in the oven. But we add our lemon juice. And then we want to add probably about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So 1, yeah, and a 2, yeah, 2 teaspoons of, they are good, but I ate them so much I can't eat more than a forkful now. Yeah, you can burn out on cheesecakes, that is for dang sure. Cheesecake's one of those, like I said earlier, I love them, but I can only have like a piece maybe every other week, because it's just too much. It's just, oh, it's great. It's decadent, yes. Made me think I said that right. So, there it is, guys. That is cheesecake. That is cheesecake batter in a nutshell. It's 6 ingredients. 6? 7 ingredients. Yeah, 7 ingredients. And you have your batter for your cheesecake. And like I said, I don't par bake my crusts because I don't like it when the crust gets burnt on the bottom, or it even gets toasted. I don't like it. Graham crackers are already toasted, so why risk doing that? So I'm going to pour the batter in here. Look at that. It's made for that pan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. And yes, sir. So, that's a cheesecake, folks. Now that we have it in here, what you want to do is rinse out your bowl. Remember I said I was doing dishes? Do it clean as you go, not as you went. I had a guy that long time ago I worked for, as an executive chef, And his sous chef kept running around, and every 5 minutes you hear them say, "Clean the chicken out now that you went." So that saying gives me PTSD. So, I hate it. Here's a good story. If you work in a kitchen, you're going to find this to be funny. My son told me this. He worked in it was a catfish restaurant, right? And whenever you're running around in the kitchen and there's hot pans and there's sharp knives, but everybody's like moving at top speed. So you tell people that are in front of you, if their back is to you, you tell them, knife. If you got a knife, sharp knife, or hot pot, you just scream it out, because it's just a warning for the people so they don't turn around and get a knife plunged into them or knock the hot pot of water all over you. So it's just a thing that happens in commercial kitchens. Well, my son was working at this catfish restaurant, and this new kid started, and he would, everyone's running around, hot knife, or a sharp knife, hot pot. So he didn't understand what they were doing. So they're all working, and all of a sudden he comes walking through the kitchen, and he has those giant ladles, and he's walking through the kitchen going, "Big spoon." he was telling everybody, "Big spoon." So every time I hear anything that reminds me of kitchen life, I love that. That's my favorite story. Big spoon. Because he did. He had a big spoon. So we're going to preheat our oven on bake. So we're going to drop it down to 320 or 225. I know you're thinking, gross. Who wants to cook a bake a cheesecake at 225? But that's what we have to do. Because like I said yesterday, and I've said all along, we want to use radiant heat. We want the heat to radiate through this pie to cook it, or cake. So we want the heat to start out here and work its way into the cake and not overcook the outside of the cake. So we're going to use slow 225 degree radiant heat. Now what we want to do while we're waiting is we want to tap this on the table to try and bring up any bubbles. But usually it's pretty thin enough to where you don't have to worry about that. This cake is thinner than most cheesecakes. Whenever you put a cheesecake together and you look at it, it's way thicker. Those can be dangerous. Big spoons? Yeah, I guess a big spoon could be dangerous. But I just love that story. Big spoon. I do that at work too, for no reason. Whenever somebody cuts me off, I'm like, "Big spoon." So as soon as the oven comes up to 225 degrees, now when you're picking this up, and I've done this before, and it was a tragedy, don't pick it up by this part of the springform pan, because if that bottom part isn't completely, because you're talking about 3 pounds of stuff in here, if it isn't completely locked in there, and if a little piece of that's out, you're going to lift this up and your pie's going to go splash all over your place. So I always try and pick it up from the bottom. So I'll slide it off my cutting board, and that's a good reason why there's parchment paper, so I can put my hands under it and brace it. And then if it's loose, I can go, "Oh shit." But at least this way it's not all over my kitchen. So I'm going to set my Philadelphia brand cream cheesecake over here, because we got to wait for our oven to heat up so we can put that in there. And we're going to let that bake at 225 degrees for 3 hours. That's right. And then after 3 hours, we check the temperature, and the internal temperature in the middle has to reach 165 degrees. It has to. Anything less than that, your cheesecake won't set. Anything more than that, you burnt your cheesecake. So check it at about 2.5 hours, check the temperature, and then you start gauging out from there how much more time you have. So you set that in a 225 degree oven for 3 hours, and then you take and check it. It should be 165 degrees, and then you crank your oven up to 425 degrees without taking the pie out, and it will toast the top of the pie, because a good cheesecake should have that toasted top to it. So that 400, hey Cherry, welcome. We've already made the cheesecake. You're late to class. I'm just kidding, but we already did make the cheesecake. So whenever it gets up to 400, by the time the oven reaches 425 degrees by increments, because it goes from 225 to 425, so it's got to climb 200 degrees. just that amount of climb, unless you've got a super hyper oven, is probably going to finish off the cheesecake. And what happens is it will actually, it looks like a bread pudding. No, not bread pudding. What is it?
Ice pudding?
No. Hang on. I know what it is. I make them all the time. I love them. They go with roast, and it's called pudding. But what kind of pudding is it? It's going to be a short stream. Should have made 2. I did make 2. I made one yesterday. We still have to make the strawberry figgy pudding. No, it's the Yorkshire puddings. Thank you, Kat. That's the word I was looking for. Because everyone's like, Yorkshire puddings, that tastes like bread. Oh, I love Yorkshire puddings. So Yorkshire pudding is the same thing. You'll see on the edge of the cheesecake. Hey, how you doing? I'm tired. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning making that other cheesecake. So I'm a little whacked, but I'm soldiering through this because I'm making you guys that cheesecake as I promised you, and I'll show it to you. I'll bring it back over here. And every time you move a cheesecake that isn't cooked in a springform pan, you always risk the bottom popping out and it being all over the... Yeah, I know. And you guys are in England, so good on you, because I was whooped. I had to get up this morning and go to work. Look at that. See? That is what it will look like. It's now this cheesecake recipe, which I will go over again. Wow, that's crazy. Never heard of Yorkshire one. You never heard of Yorkshire pudding? It's a bread. Went quick. Yeah, it did. So, springform pan, put a parchment paper in there, clamp it, spray the inside with baking stuff so the cheesecake part doesn't stick to it. And then it's 2.5 pounds of Philadelphia cream cheese. Oh, my oven's ready. 2.5 pounds of Philadelphia cream cheese. And then 1/3 cup sour cream. And then what I did, because I took the cream cheese directly out of the refrigerator, and it wasn't smooth, because the only thing I made this is what I made that cream cheese with. The cream cheese filling, let me show you what I made it with. I made that cream cheese filling with this little ass, tiny ass whisk. That's right, I made a whole cream cheese with this tiny ass whisk. I microwaved it for about 2 minutes, and then I checked it, the cream cheese, because it was still cold. And then I microwaved it for another 2 minutes. So then, I know, hey, you're not supposed to see that. What the hell? I know I have a KitchenAid, but I wanted to show, because some people don't have KitchenAids. I wanted to prove you can make a cheesecake with a little ass. Yes, I said this earlier, Cherry. You weren't here because you were late to class. I said this. The only good thing a microwave for is to melt stuff, like cream cheese and butter. That's it. And I would even melt butter in a microwave. I'd rather do it on the stovetop, because then I don't get it to explode all over the place. This is it. A little ass tiny whisk. I melted the cream cheese in the microwave, because you can't do it on a stovetop. You need you need microwaves to basically shake up the water molecule inside the cream cheese to get it to melt. So you can't do it on a stove. You don't want to put any heat to this, okay? So then we put this in, we put 2.5 pounds, and then we put 2 egg yolks, and we put 6 whole eggs. And then we whisk it and whisk it, whisk it, and then it will turn into this beautiful, pondy, beautiful. So then I was saying earlier, if it's a springform pan, which even literally every springform pan you get in the store has a picture of a cheesecake in it. Don't ever pick the springform pan up by this ridge right here, because if you didn't set the bottom correctly, round blocks of cream cheese next to the ovens while we crack. See, that's smart. Yeah, absolutely. See, but that's 50 pounds. Man, Josh, you made a lot of cream. Wow, you made a lot of cheesecake. I used 2.5 pounds of cheesecake to make this. Oh, you don't know how to make one. Aw, I'm sorry, Josh. So, don't ever pick a springform pan up by the top, because if you did not seal that bottom part perfectly, you'll pick this up and your cheesecake will go splash on your countertop, and then you will be upset. And then you'll have the next hour cleaning up sticky cheesecake and egg everywhere. So always, like, the parchment paper I let it overhang so that I can use it. Oh, I know, that's horrible. I've done it once. I did it at my boss's house, actually. I was like, I'm making a cheesecake, and blam, all over the floor. I'm not making cheesecake. So, see, I'm holding it by the bottom, just in case, so I can scream, oh shit, if it is loose. And then I'm going to bring it over to my 225-degree oven. I'm going to open up my oven, and I'm going to put it in about the middle rack is where I want this. And this is a slow radiant heat cheesecake. We don't want to, a lot of cheesecakes, they cook at 325 degrees, but that's too violent for the cheesecake. There's too much custard, there's too much egg, and there's too much loose ingredients. They will not let that cheesecake properly, come on, slide. Hey, could you imagine one of those breaking in the oven? Could you imagine a springform pan unspringing inside an oven? Yeah, especially a home oven because it has the heater coil on the bottom. Nightmare. That's like my worst. That's my worst nightmare, is to have a springform pan explode in an oven. Whenever I was working in my restaurant, we were working on bread recipes, and we put some, I don't know what, I think it was, we made some cinnamon rolls. When we get to breads and pastries, I'm going to make some cinnamon rolls. I have a challenge to anyone who makes my cinnamon roll or eats it. If it's not the best cinnamon roll you've ever eaten in your entire life, you can punch me in my face. And to this day, nobody has ever punched me in my face.
He's also 6'3".
Yeah, so, but still, nobody's ever punched me in my face. And so when we do that, I'm actually going to post that recipe, because that recipe took me years to perfect. So, no, you wouldn't punch me in the face, Cherry. I assume you're not even tall enough to punch me. I don't like cinnamon rolls. But if it's the best cinnamon roll you've ever eaten, I didn't say if you like it. I just said if it's the best you've ever eaten, you can punch me in my face. Think you can make a gluten-free one? I will do my best, Josh. By the time we get to that, I will have a gluten-free alternative. And I will work hard on it from now until then. I do currently not have one, but I understand gluten-free product enough to be able to produce something that's of quality. So I will do my best to make sure that we have something. And if I can't, you'll be the first one to know. That's promised. Hey, Ashy. Ashy never comes into my chat. Welcome, Ashy, for the first time ever. Well, yeah, Josh, I would do my best to do that. I don't know. My grandma was pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. Your grandma's cinnamon rolls were crap.
God. Jesus, Kevin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Terry. I'm sure your grandma was a lovely lady, and I'm sure she was a great cook, but her cinnamon rolls were crap. So anyway.
Wow, Dave, she's dead.
Aww.
I knew that was going to happen.
Wow. Man, the cinnamon rolls are trash, no matter how nice she was. Oh, come on, Cherry. You set me up. You freaking set me up.
Oh, look, you lost present.
I know. Wow. Okay, strawberries. They're not in season, but and you could use cherries, strawberries, blueberries. I don't care. Use whatever you want. It's your cheesecake. I personally like strawberries, but I'm not going to get a lot of flavor out of these because strawberries are not in season. So what I have to do is kind of coax the flavor out. And I don't know, and probably my English invasion probably has a better understanding of this, because there's one thing that English people make that is freaking amazing, and that's their jams. Their jams they live and die by the quality of their jams. And the garbage sugar stuff that's in America can't touch a good English jam. I adore their jams. Then they were like, our jams are trash. Like your grandma's cinnamon rolls. So.
She talked baking, Kevin.
I know, she talked baking. She was blind. That's why her cinnamon rolls were trash. So, for our strawberry cheesecake, but Seriously, Cherry, she taught me baking. Oh, wow. You're just piling it on, aren't you? I don't care. Your cinnamon rolls are trash. I'm sticking to it, Cherry. I'm sorry, I'm drawing the line on this one with you. You can cut vegetables with scissors all day long, but I am all in when it comes to your grandma's trashy cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
I love you, Sherry. You're my favorite. Not your grandma's trash cinnamon rolls.
He's gonna stay on it the rest of the stream, but if you're getting tired of it now, you might as well let him go.
Yeah, I'm only playing. Cherry is a great person. Your grandma just can't make cinnamon rolls.
Oh,
But when I make them, and you'll see, I'm telling you, I've challenged everybody I feed these to. And I've got people that to this day, I haven't made these cinnamon rolls in years. And I have people to this day, you got some more cinnamon rolls? You got some cinnamon rolls?
my ex still texts me about it.
Yeah, my Tex ex, how you like that? The guy running the tech board today, his ex-girlfriend still texts him about those cinnamon rolls.
We're not on talking terms.
Yeah, they're not even on talking terms.
But she will text me
Yeah.
the cinnamon roll.
What if you get someone that just wants to punch someone, like you, is what you're asking me?
Again,
They are
it's
so good. I'm telling you right now, these cinnamons, do you bloom the cinnamon? Of course I do. Yes, Josh, of course. They are so good that even if you even if you come into that bet going, I'm just going to punch him in the face, and you'll eat one, your knees will get weak, and your hands will get weak, they'll get heavy, and you'll just make that, oh, sound, and then you can't punch me because you're defenseless, and then I attack. I'm serious, these cinnamon rolls are amazing. So, I'm sorry, Cherry. I'm sorry we had to go down that dark road with you. So okay, you're gonna be sleeping draft. Well, I didn't say you didn't, yeah, I'm not saying, and that's the thing, because most people don't like cinnamon rolls because of that overpowering sour, bitter flavor of cinnamon. But I'm telling you right now, these are really, really high quality cinnamon rolls. They're better than Cinnabon. They're better than anything you can get in a grocery store. There's a German baker in town that makes them in their trash, and I told him that. I was like, these are not, I didn't say they were trash because he was standing in front of me. And he's German, so I didn't say they were trash. But and they see them all over. You go, homemade cinnamon rolls, and they're always those warped tennis shoe sized pieces of bread with cinnamon butter everywhere, and then like 4 pounds of white frosting on top, and it's just a cinnamon sugar overload. No, this is all about the bread. And when we do breads and pastries, I'll make these cinnamon rolls, you'll see this is all about the bread. The quality of the bread is what matters in a cinnamon roll, not all the garbage that's on top of it or in it. So I like cinnamon too, and you don't like cinnamon sugar balls. Yeah, Josh, they are. I like cinnamon, I just don't like bread much. It's like bread, like you just don't like bread? Like how do you eat hamburgers?
I think this is
Just hot pieces of meat between your hands? Hey, look, Grandma, I'm eating a hamburger. I do like Danishes though, I like bread, so I'm sure I will like yours if they're the best in the world. They're just the best you'll ever have. And it's the only challenge that I put out. Well, if I get it in a while, I'm out. I eat the bread. Well, if I get it while I'm out, oh, okay. All right, fair enough, Sherry. Yeah, bread's not, every time I go to the grocery store, and I noticed that the local grocery store chains, they put fresh bread in front of all the aisles now, like the checkout aisles, like you have the candy to seduce the kids into buying candy, and then you got fresh hot bread in front of every aisle to seduce the adults into buying fresh hot breads. And I was working with a young lady, and we would go to the grocery store and she'd buy one of those loaves of bread and she would eat it before we left the store. And that's one of those giant French loaves, and she'd eat the whole thing, like every time we went. And I went all the time. So, yeah, those are dangerous. As dangerous as the candy aisle. So, we got our strawberries, we capped them. You kind of want to avoid the white part of the strawberry. So, but I said these aren't in season, so I'm not expecting much from them. But all we want to do is we want to slice them because we want the the jam that I'm gonna make for this, and now I took the pan that I melted the butter in. If I make it, I just eat it with salad. Oh, and a hamburger? Just bread and certain foods mess with my tummy. Oh, so do you have like a gluten intolerance, or if it's just something that the flour itself? Because I have problems like with alcohol and this weird stuff that I like. I have a allergic reaction to shrimp, so it's just weird things. A little bit, yeah. So, well, then okay, you can't eat my cinnamon rolls. You'll never know. But that saves me because now you can't punch me in my face. So how do you like that?
Aha.
That's a win-win. That's a win-win for me. So.
Never disprove your grandma.
Right. So I got out of it. I almost got punched in the face by Jerry. Certain alcohol, certain bread. American cheese. Well, you should never eat American cheese. The only thing American cheese is good for is to shingle like your driveway or your doghouse, or line the inside of your trash can with. American cheese is probably hands down the worst product that I can think of to put on anything, especially when you have all those other great cheeses. And actually my favorite cheese of all is Stilton. Oh, I love Stilton. But yeah, American cheese is garbage. I said it. I know my American viewers are going to be like, hey man, that's America. No, it's yellow colored earwax. It has no flavor whatsoever, but will melt in your mouth like an M&M. That's not cheese. Yeah, Stilton's a brand. It is a specific brand too. It can only be called Stilton if it's from that, and I want to say town. I believe Stilton. Now, correct me, my English counterparts, but I believe Stilton is just, or is it a region that Stilton cheese comes from? I like Boar's Head. Where are you at, Sherry? I know you told me this, but is Boar's Head? I thought Boar's Head was totally down here. I didn't know it was nationwide. I could be wrong. Ohio. So yeah, I guess it is nationwide. So I chop it up my strawberries, which by the way, my tech is highly allergic to strawberries.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep these caps, and if he lips off, I'm going to start throwing strawberries at him. Just the caps, though. You get blue and white. I like Boar's Head, Ohio. You get blue and white Stilton cheese. I live in the city, so we have a lot of things here. Right, you live in Ohio. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. You told me they have Asian markets. Now, the secret. Here's the secret, boys and girls. Do any good. And my grandmother used to have raspberry bushes in her yard up in Illinois, and could only be made in Dearberry Shire, right? Nottingham and Lexington, and producers have to follow traditional recipes that have been around for generations, right? So it's more of a region, but it has to be from that area or that region for it to be. Thanks, James. Welcome. Thank you for the Bob Ross faces. I love you. You and your day. So, yeah, but that's my favorite. I just Googled that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I know it's a regional thing, and they can only call it that if it's from there. But that's hands down my favorite. It's basically a blue cheese, but that is my favorite cheese of all time. It's Stilton. So, not American. So you shouldn't like American. It's okay. I like Cathedral City only. Really? Cathedral City. I'm going to have to ask my cheese guy who was here yesterday about that. Because I'm always up. I love cheese. It isn't American cheese. Well, not from America, because Wisconsin has some really good cheese. But like American cheese, that sliced stuff, ugh, gives me nightmares. Down here it's big. Down here in South Texas, American cheese, that yellow garbage, yeah. Oh, that's more. I don't even know why that's yellow and it has Swiss holes in it. Well, I never understood that. Why does cartoon cheese yellow and have holes in it? There is no cheese. There's no cheese that looks like that. That always freaks me out, James. Stop freaking me out. I know, that's that American cheese. That's what American cheese is.
Because the mice have been biting holes into it.
No, they haven't. Because they put the cheese out to attract the mice, and it's already got the damn holes in it, but there's no yellow cheese that has holes in it.
Jerry already got to it.
No.
He ain't smart.
No, no. I'm sorry. No. I call BS on that. So, I got my strawberries. I'm going to sprinkle a little sugar on top of them. Actually, quite a bit of sugar. Because the moisture in the water on the strawberries is going to come out and melt my sugar. And then that's going to create the syrup that we're going to use to put on top of our cheesecake. So we're going to take this. I'll make yellow Swiss. I wish I knew. No, there's no such thing as yellow Swiss, sir. So, James, you need to sit down. Okay? There's no such thing as yellow Swiss. So, here we go. We got our butter. Put it on the table camera. You have to look at my oogly face. So how's everyone? Everyone going to enjoy their weekend? It is Friday. Actually, you guys are like already into Saturday. I would have loved and left in 5 as my son had awoken. He only 4 and started recently not sleeping through the night. Aw. Well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, Kat. I mean, when my son was little, that little sneaky bastard, we had our own bedroom. We did that whole at 2 years old he sleeps on his own type thing. So we put him in his room. And it's Monday. It's not Monday, James. It's nowhere. It's not Monday anywhere on earth. So stop it. So we the door on our bedroom didn't have a lock on it, and at 2 years old he figured out he could open the door. So what we did was I put I think I put like a barbell like a weightlifting barbell in front of the door and wedged it in there so that he couldn't get in, because he would come in at the middle of the night and sneak into the bed without us knowing it. So and this when he was 2. So one night I was laying there and I wasn't asleep, and we'd already put him to bed, and I'm laying there in pitch black, and then I see a little hand come in the doorway, and he starts moving that bar out of the way. Then he stops and he waits to see if any noises. Because sometimes I'm like, go back to bed. So he didn't hear anything, so he'd lift that bar off, and then he'd open the door, and then he'd get down on his hands and knees. And I could look down by my feet, and I couldn't see him. And all of a sudden his little head would pop up at the end of the bed. He would stop, and he would try and stare in the dark to see if I was staring at him. And then he would shoot into the bed. I'm like, come on, you win. So I got to stay in the bed. I was a terrible father. Whatever he wanted, he got. I loved him. He was an adorable little redhead. So I loved him, and I was a terrible father because I was just as childish as he was. So there was a competition between who was more childish. So I've got my strawberries, I got my sugar, and here's the secret to any good jelly or jam is just a shot of butter. A shot of butter, I actually put too much, just a little bit, probably, not even that much. I'm not going to put that much. We just want a little bit of butter in there. That's the secret. That was the secret my grandma would bring to her jams and jellies, would she just put a shot of butter in there. Yep, a shot. That's the exact measurement, James. 1 shot. Not a shot glass full of butter. Oh, that's right. So cute. Kids are such little shits. They are little shits. I think I got, hang on, let me see if I can find something. Hang on, guys.
Check first.
Hang on, guys. Don't leave me. It's gonna take a second. I can't find it. If I come across it, I have a picture of my son whenever he was a kid, and it's just freaking adorable. But anyway, back to our cheesecake, which is why we're here. Back on chat. A shot of butter, yes. Oh, sorry to hear that. Let's start your work week. Thanks, Kat. I still am getting yelled at for 8 hours a day. I was 1. Thanks. Sounds like hell. Hope you get y'all back soon. So I put the what is it? I put the strawberries on the back of the stove. And we're just bringing them up under a low heat. We don't really want to cook the strawberries. We don't want to make like a mushy. We want some texture to the strawberries because realistically, the only texture in a cheesecake should be the crust and the topping. The cheesecake shouldn't have a texture to it. It should be creamy and smooth. So I need a water. That's what I need. I should have drank water earlier, but I didn't. But I found one. Found a water. So what's everyone doing this weekend? Or in case James, what are you doing Monday? Now that it's Monday in James land. Oh, I needed that. So sorry you have to leave, but leave my stream open. So y'all next time. See y'all next time. Have a great Friday. Thanks, Kat. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Monday, start all over again, and then we'll start grains. So start coming up with ideas for what we want to make for Thursday's stream recipe. Grocery shopping. Yay, I make grilled chicken cacciatore with bacon polenta cakes. Really, Josh? That's great. Did you work in like a kitchen or did you work in a bakery? Because you keep referring to baking and cooking stuff. Today was the Pierogi Festival. I did a mini stream. Oh, that's cool, James. There, did you do it there? At the Pierogi Festival? The Catrix, hey, no problem. Nice being here. I see you soon. Fried rice balls. Stop it, Cherry. We're not making fried rice balls. I think you just like typing balls. I think that's what you like to do. You ever eat them? Yes, James. Why not? Because I know it's a thing. I know fried rice balls are a thing. But one thing is I'm not a big fried guy person. When I was younger, my dad's grandmother had a restaurant. Oh, okay. Great. All right. Because you keep telling me stuff, and I'm like, that's restaurant talk. That's restaurant experience. I just want to see. Okay. Cool. You're having like 50 combos. I know, James. I'm trying to keep up with my streamers. I don't want them to feel left out. I want to answer every question. I'm an engager, James. Okay? I engage. Cherry gives me shit. You give me shit. And I have to engage. So, really all we want is for the sugar to melt and to pull a little bit of the strawberry flavor out to flavor the sugar. So usually by the time the butter melts, that's pretty close to what we wanted. You sure you don't need your bifocals, Grandpa? Well, no, look, I can read it from here. Here we go. Is this going to make me feel better? Actually, I was leaning on the counter just to relax, but James doesn't want me leaning on the counter. So you sure you don't need your bifocals? LOL. Well, yeah, James and I go way back to 2 weeks ago when I met him. So we got bad blood between us. But Jerry, what are you doing this weekend? You haven't said anything. Let me guess. You're making fried rice balls with scissors. And that's what you're doing. You go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Yes, I like that. James, you're so topical. Yes, I did. What did you say? I didn't see it. James accused me of having all the conversations, but apparently I'm not having all the... Oh, that's it for the whole weekend? What do you... Yeah, okay, you said grocery shopping, but what do you, like, is that fun for you? Do you enjoy grocery shopping? I mean, because I do. I love grocery shopping, but I didn't know if that's like your thing. Are you one of those couponers where you go in there and you get everything for a penny? Oh, I gotta drink more water. It's not that I don't drink a lot of water. I just have to drink more. So you're gonna go grocery shopping, all right. The whole weekend? Because that sounds crazy. What are you doing, James? You never told me. I know you think it's Monday, but it's not. It's Friday. So what are you doing this weekend? Going back to the festival. Oh, that's cool. Are you gonna stream from there? On Shopping Midday when everyone's at work. No, just sit Sunday community gigs with friends. Oh, that's cool. Getting some good barbecue. Ah, but are you gonna stream it? My service sucks there. So no, that's the answer to the question. And Twitch Sings. What's that? What's Twitch Sings? I don't know what that is. It's displaying yourself. You should. That would be cool. I actually streamed whenever I went to that. Oh, okay. I didn't even know you streamed. I've never seen you stream. It's a free game on Twitch. Is it a stream thing? You're just sitting there rocking out in your living room. Your cat's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Is it that type of thing? Yeah, I streamed. The only adventure I took was I streamed the farmer's market in a strip club parking lot. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure. So you don't stream, but someone else does. Alright, fair enough. So my strawberries are just now starting to release water. Isn't this fun? Isn't Friday our chillaxing day to stream? Enjoy your friends and enjoy the people that come in here. I got 11 viewers right now. I appreciate you guys. Follow me if you haven't. Comment if you haven't. Or comment if you have. Avoid Cherry and Black Beast at all costs. They are shit stirrers. Even though I have some Twitch songs up on mine. But it's just so others can sing with me. Oh well, I can't sing. Well, I assume most people can't actually sing. Some people can almost sing, but don't cut yourself short, Sherry. It doesn't take a lot. So just have fun with it. You know what I mean? Just do it and have fun with it. I can't sing either, but I will sing. I sing all the time when I'm at work, and people hate it. But I think I'm an antagonist, so I think it works out. And you can't tell me, Sherry, you're not an antagonist. Trivia Murder Party is my favorite. Is that another stream thing? Even though I have some Twitch thing. Okay. So is that another Twitch thing? Is Trivia Murder Party? Or is that like a community games thing? Like your friends and family get together and guess who killed you? Because obviously you're the honorary one in the family. So that game would make sense. Nope, not at all. Not one intestinal bone in your body. Okay, you guys ready to see the cheesecake? I know that's why you hung out here. Why you all came into my stream was to see the final product, the end result of a cheesecake that I cooked till 4 o'clock in the morning. So, cheesecake. I brung the oven up to 450 degrees. Oh, you're going to set a timer, moron. So let's start a timer. Set it for 2.5 hours now. Beep, 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 beep. Start. Alright. There. Now I caught up. So my cheesecake, if I drop this on the floor, we're just going to shut the camera off and everyone can go home. This is what the cheesecake will look like. Go to table camera. Hey, table camera. God, he falls asleep all the time. He's over there and his head's notched back. And you see where I cut that little piece out. That's what that cheesecake looks like after being pulled out of the oven. So you notice there's no crack in it, and except for where I cut it, when I cut it with a knife, because I wanted to test it to make sure everything is right. But it's not overly sweet. Doesn't that look beautiful? Cool, James. So chat can play. But that is the done cheesecake. So we're going to take our... I think Jerry was the one that told me to use the murder knife. Wasn't it Jerry the one that told me? So anyway, it's just a standard New York plain basic cheesecake. It's all the ingredients we put into it, and then we just cooked it. So we're gonna split this in half, and I like to cut the top and then push straight down, because I don't want to pull it up, because if you pull it up, then you get all the cheesecake crumb coming out of the top. Look at my cheesecake knife is dry, it's not gooey, not wet. I prefer a nice firm cheesecake. I don't want it to be like soft, like, because you have those no-bake cheesecakes, which is just basically Philadelphia cream cheese and whipped cream whipped together, almost like an imperial sauce, but a really thick one, and they stick it in a pie crust and they call that cheesecake, and that's blasphemy. So how many pieces? Is that right? Right there? Cherry, James, Cherry. No. We're going to split it this way. 2 pieces is enough. Hey, Mayor Wards, welcome back. It's been a day or two. So we pull that out. I like to rinse my cheesecake knife off after every cut. I know that's kind of meticulous, but I don't want any of the little stray pieces of cheesecake. Okay, Mayor Wards gets both. The end. Then we're going to split this way. Oh, careful, careful. See, this is a no crack cheesecake, because a lot of the cheesecakes that you see, or people make cheesecakes, they'll put a whipped cream topping on them to hide the crack. But I wanted to show you it's really simple. It just takes a long time to make a good cheesecake that doesn't crack. It just takes, like I said, I was up till 4 o'clock. You should have eaten the extra. I know, Mayor, I know. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I know I should just run it along my tongue. But I'm trying to be adequately sound for you guys, so you don't go, that guy's disgusting. You see that? He just licked that knife, stuck it back in that cheesecake. Because one day you may come over to my house, I'll be like, here's some cheesecake, and you're like, oh no, no, no. I saw you licking that knife. So, yeah, a little blood and cheesecake. That's why they put cherry on top of cheesecakes, because they're running your tongue along the knife.
Jesus
It's so
Christ.
good, it's so good. So our, the water is starting to release out of the strawberries. Let me turn that up a little bit. Get that to reduce just a little bit. And then we'll plate this bad boy up. So, sorry my back's turned to you, I know, that's rude. But I'm trying to find a good plating plate to plate the dessert with. Well, we can plate it on Mickey Mouse. Screw it, we'll put it here. Put it here. So, I made a cheesecake last night because I want to show you guys what the done product looked like, and I didn't want you to think that I was full of crap, that you can actually make a no crack cheesecake. It just takes forever, but it can be done. So I'm going to stick my knife under there, and oh my gosh, look at that. Call your grandparents. Call your next door neighbor. Look at, I'm going to take this up to the camera. Look at that cheesecake. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at that cheesecake. Look at that. It's, see? Why am I not sharing? Why I'm not sharing? Why would I call my neighbor? I want all of it. I know. Thank you. I know, I love these square plates. I found them, I was like, ooh, those would be perfect for the stream. I love odd things to put stuff on. So, and you can see this cheesecake it is just beautiful. I love it. This is, and I'm gonna show it to you guys again. Look at that cheesecake. It's not like gooey in the middle. It's firm as hell. That's a good proper cheesecake. Yeah, that's the first thing I did. I'm like, ooh, look at these cheap square ones. And I'm like, oh, look at these expensive round ones. I said, you know what? The kids will love the square ones. So I got some square ones. I even got a square bowl, which I love. I got this. Look at this. I got this. Nice. Nice. Kids, huh? Yes. The kids love the square bowls. And I got my square bowl though. Last, I don't know where it went. Well, you just have to trust me, sir. I have a square bowl somewhere. You just have to believe me, Mayor. It's just the way it is. So like I said, please, if you haven't already, follow me. And let everybody know. We do it 6 days a week. The only day that we don't do it at 6 o'clock is on Tuesday. And then we do an early stream at 2 o'clock. Next week we're doing grains. So we're going to be dealing with rice and all the other grains. Hey, Panda Templar, welcome to the room. Have a seat, sit back, relax. We're making cheesecake. We just pulled our cheesecake that we made. We did the Food Network thing. We actually mixed everything together and stuck it in the oven. Then we go, and this is what it looks like when it's done. So I actually made this one at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a super slow cheesecake. It takes 3 hours in the oven. Actually, it takes about 3.5 hours in the oven at 225 degrees. But it doesn't crack, and you can look, this is the whole cheesecake. And you can look, it's just, and then you raise the temperature to 450 degrees. I think I said 475, it doesn't matter, because as soon as this edge right here, as soon as it pops above the springform pan, it's done. So I don't even think I made it to 425 degrees. I kept checking it periodically. So once that thing comes up like a Yorkshire pudding, then that's whenever you cut it off, and then it'll settle back down. But this cheesecake is a no mess around. So if you've ever had problems making a cheesecake, then do this, and you'll mix it. It's easy. Just it's the baking and cooling that takes forever. It's a 12-hour cheesecake is what it is. Like we look in the oven right now, the cheesecake that we currently have in there, and we still have 2.5 hours. It is practically liquid because the batter is so thin. Come on. I'm waiting for some of that water to get out of the strawberries before we plate up. So, that's the cheesecake. What do you guys think? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I'm afraid it's going to fall off this plate. As soon as the strawberries... Actually, I can give a piece to the tech because he's allergic to strawberries. So he's probably sitting back there just chomping at the bit. Oh, which one? This one? My serial killer knife. Here, have a piece of cheesecake. Hey, bubble gun.
Is that mine?
Yes. Sound like a kid.
An 8-second delay.
Oh. But like I said, I wish I was more enthusiastic. I wish I was more excited. I've had a long day. I worked in a hot kitchen today, and nothing will kill you more than a hot kitchen.
On a hot Texas day.
On a hot Texas day. I think we got up to 100 degrees today, so
Yeah.
imagine that inside a kitchen where one of the vent hoods aren't working. So it just socked me. So I'm kind of like, ugh. I promised I would come on here and make a cheesecake for you. This is not a butcher's knife, Cherry. This is a bread knife, aka if it needed a giant cheese knife, but it is not a butcher knife. She thinks this is a chef knife. She's like, oh, how do I use that chef knife? Because Cherry is insane.
It's good. It's a good cheesecake right here.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you.
So, he took my good plate. What an asshole.
You gave it
Here,
to
give me my good plate back.
handed me this plate.
Slide it on there. I gotta wash my plate. I gotta wash my... No, he took my fancy plate that I was plating up on.
You handed me this plate.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So I made 2 cheesecakes. I'm probably gonna have a half of a piece, and they're already both been claimed. I've already got dibs. Everybody's already put dibs on this cheesecake, and the other one that's in the oven. So I made 2. Yes, for when you want to cut that 5-foot loaf. Exactly. That is what that knife's good for. Whenever you not only want to cut something, but you also want to get in one of those tree cutting competitions where you and your friend hold the blade, that's what this is. Or if you just don't like being up close and personal with whatever you're cutting, this is also a great knife for that, because you can do it from the next room. So this knife is amazing. It has multiple, I keep cutting through the bread. Has multiple purposes. Or if you're cutting something that you're allergic to, you can do it from a distance. or cut onions in the next room.
I was gonna say, didn't someone say they used a bread knife for a vegetable knife?
Yes, that's Sherry.
Oh.
And she switched to scissors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly. It's the best knife ever. Thank you. Thank you, Panda. I believe so too. It's the first. I'm gonna do one of those infomercials. Do you think this knife is $9.95? Forget it. Do you think you would spend $6.99? Forget it. This knife could be yours for the low price of $4.99. If you think that's it, forget it. I'm also gonna throw in this dirty blue measuring cup. I like that. That's fun. That got me a little hyped. Sorry. So, I would say good on that.
So thick.
Yes. And it's not like overly sweet, which is one thing I like about it. So, my strawberry maceration, Sherry, I want to see you comment. Just keep your damn comments to yourself. My maceration of strawberries is done. So we get a spoon. Yeah, maceration. Okay? That's all I said was maceration of strawberries. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh man, that looks good.
I know, doesn't it?
You wanna drive me to the hospital?
No. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. Yeah, maceration. Cherry. Shut your face. So, that is something for the kids. A cherry or a strawberry cheesecake made from scratch. It takes 4 hours in the oven to make this little beauty. Please pass that on over. Here, look at it up close. Look at that. Look at the cheesecake. Isn't it beautiful? You know I'm tired if I start singing. Hey Sherry, I should come over to your stream and start singing. Don't you love me because I bring you cheesecake? And then, if you want to punch it up a notch, take a little lemon and just slightly add a little zest to it. Not much, just a little. Oh, well thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. I'm welcome in this room as long as you bring more cheesecake. Fair enough. I agree 100%. So, that's it, guys. That's my cheesecake, and I'm sticking to it. Get it? Because that's what springform pans do to cheesecake. They stick to it. It's funny. You'll laugh later. Don't worry. You'll be like, oh, that guy is so funny.
Oh, look, you got a follower.
Oh, I did? Who followed me? Hey, Rye41. Thank you so much for following me.
It's one of those names you can't
I know. I'm terrible at not pronouncing names.
I'm looking at it and don't
And I apologize, but I'm going to call you Rye. And thank you so much for the follow. I super appreciate that. I do. So next week, I know they are, Panda, and that's how I roll. I roll cheesy, but not American cheese. I don't roll American cheese.
Cheesy
Sorry.
like a pig.
Cheesy like a Stilton. Gotcha, buddy. So, made a cheesecake. Like I said, there's still one in the oven. Still has 2 hours on it before it's done. So, next week, relieve you. Panda, it's got also bad, terrible jokes. Panda and I are going to be best friends. But nobody's going to be around us because we're going to be telling terrible jokes. That's how it works. So if you want to, you can fancy this up by splitting a strawberry in half. And then coming along and doing the standard, using the slicing blade of your knife, which is the tip, to the cutting board, pull through. And then you just push on it and it will fan out like that. And make this beautiful, fresh looking, fanned out. Gotta push on it kind of hard, not too hard to break it. That's good. Strawberry cheesecake for all of the people that like strawberry cheesecake. Look at that. Isn't that sexy? Doesn't that make you want to just love cheesecake all over again? Thank you, Ashy. I think I killed my tech by giving him, that's like Gouda to me. That looks Gouda to me. Thank you, Mayor. Now we go.
Blake, thank you.
Yeah, that was the tech. Who cares? You can sneeze all you want. Use your So, that's cheesecake. I
That
love
looks
it.
like envy. Is what it looks like.
Envy.
Yeah, I am envious of everyone else who can eat that cheesecake.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Looks like it's worth a hospital trip.
It's not. It truly isn't.
I don't know, Kevin. All your other food has this.
Yeah, that's not it. So that's how you make cheesecake, folks. I'm telling you right now, it's not super sweet. It doesn't have that massive sugar bomb flavor that a cheesecake has. This, you can actually taste a little bit of the custard egg, and it's just really good. So I know my stream is, let's see what time is it. Yeah, my stream's short today, but I am exhausted. I need to sit down. Like I said, is there water in there? Or, hey, no, you didn't put any water in there. Imagine that. It's in there. So, Monday we're going to start our grains. Like I said, we want to start taking boats now. Oh, that's right. You want to put some, I think he finished it already. I think he already ate his cheesecake.
Oh no, I haven't.
You didn't? There's some jams we bought too from the farmer's market that are in here. You want to try some of those? They're right there. There's 3 of them. So, gumbo, we could do gumbo. That's a great idea, actually. And that's something better than fried rice balls. But yeah, we could do gumbo. I may even just do that, Jerry. That may just be one of the things that I do, because that's a great rice dish. We could also do jambalaya, which is another great rice dish. So I would love to do. So could I do jambalaya instead of gumbo? Or do you want gumbo? I don't care. But I like jambalaya, because that's a little bit more of a main meal. Because gumbo is more of like soup line. Oh, cool. So next week we will do jambalaya. Not jambalaya, jambalaya. I was told by a Cajun guy that jambalaya is the rice dish and jambalaya is they're 2 different dishes. One's soupy and one's just rice and all the stuff. It's got clam juice in it. So that's what we're going to do.
I just thought people were saying it weird.
What you put in it, I put chicken, sausage, and shrimp. It's usually the 3 things I put in my jambalaya. But that's okay. And I don't put andouille sausage because I'm not a big fan of andouille sausage because I don't like the texture and the flavor's not that great either. So, and realistically, this is a I want to cook it and I'm not going to punish myself by eating something that doesn't taste good. So, we're going to talk about the sausages and stuff like that. But next week we're doing grains. So, rice mainly will be the main course. So, and starting Monday, once we figure out the straw poll, because someone was nice enough to show us how to set it up, we're going to do a weekly straw poll, and Thursday we'll cook the dish that wins in the straw poll. So the voting ends on Wednesday after stream. So whoever, paella, yeah, James, you keep calling for paella. Well, put it on the straw poll. That's all you got to do. Once it shows up, once we figure it out, and you can put it on the straw poll. You'll be the paella champion. I like paella. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a paella pot though, which is the pot that's like this big and like this shallow. I don't have one of those. We'll have to find a way to make paella for humans, not for a village. Because usually paella is made for a village. So I'll vote 3 times again. Wait, no, James, you're out of the voting because you won cheesecake. No, wait, what'd you win? Oh, chicken marsala. You won that. So you're out. You're out for a week. Sorry. Nobody count James's vote. Sorry, James. You don't count. Like I said, there's the cheesecake. We made it. It was sexy. We still got one in the oven. Aw. Okay, James, you can have half a vote. Okay? That's what you get. Half a vote. You're going to vote twice, that's 1 vote. 3 times, that's 1.5 votes. When people vote back. That's true. That is true. So, I am going to cut my stream short today because I'm just exhausted. I'm running on fumes right now. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys. And like I said, follow us, please. And if you want to, subscribe to us. That's super cool. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Panda, for stopping by. And where's he at? He stopped by too. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I don't think Panda's been in here before. I think he has. I'm gonna say not, but for a long time ago when I first started doing this, two whole weeks ago. I don't know, it's all a blur. But anyway, every weeknight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going to Rex. Is he streaming? I don't know. We gotta set up a. We'll probably send everyone to Rex if you tell me if he's streaming. You know, set the rate up.
Yeah, he's
Right.
streaming.
Yeah, send him to Rex. We're gonna send you guys to Rex, a great friend of mine. Give him love, give him support, help
Can I
him
do
out.
that as Gabby over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's got admin, just type in !, raid, space, and then @ and I believe we put his name.
Is it a / space?
No, it's just a space.
Okay.
But Monday, like I said, we're gonna start grade. What? No, I think so. No, I think no. I think move / raid. Right. So it's a / raid.
Okay.
Sorry. You're right, Cherry. You always keep me in line. You're like my guardian to talk shit, which I appreciate.
So no explanation.
That didn't work. That didn't work. Bye, Father Time. Thanks, James. It didn't work.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm slow at typing because I have half my hand.
R for chat things.
You don't have
Excellent.
permission for this action.
Go into this OSB and do it in the send message chat thing.
Okay.
You should be able to do it in there. / raid, space, and then @ Rex. You gotta spell his name right.
Alright?
Yeah,
Yeah.
try it. Yep, there it goes. Yay! Thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Like I said, go see Rex play games. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, actually, I think he's cooking. I think he's actually cooking today. So,
It's moving great.
yeah, go give him some love and follow him. He's a great guy, super great guy. And we'll post our schedule on Monday, and then we'll see you guys. We'll post our schedule on Sunday, and we'll see you guys back Monday. Bye. Let's stop. Stream stop.